Okay, so yesterday we ended with Lazr, and Lazr,
You need Lasik Eye Surgery is what you need.
I do need Lasik eye surgery. I don't find that very humorous. That shit's
I
expensive.
find it humorous. All right,
Laughing at
continue.
my elderly. So yesterday,
Yeah.
looks like Lazr has gone down from yesterday. A little bit. Like a penny and a half or something. So it's not looking good for them. However, I would like to make a correction from yesterday's video because I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Hamed Khorsand, who I thought was the man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Is he
saying
not?
he's not. Okay. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that I saw these 41.29% upside for Victor or whatever, and I thought that's what he hit on his call so far, like to date. That's where it was. It's not, I don't believe. I believe that's just if he's right, that's the difference. And I don't know when that is, if that's the difference from today to then or the difference from when he made the call to then. So we'll do some math on that later and figure it out. But I am interested in this one. Regi, this is his most recent call. So he made this 3 days ago, and he made a buy there. He made a buy there. I mean, every time he said to buy, except for that time, it's pretty much gone up. REGI, Regi. Look at that. And ouch. Like somebody doesn't agree with him as of the last minute in the after hours. Actually, this doesn't showing the app. Might not be. Either way, doesn't look all that great, but at the same time, it doesn't look all that bad because it's renewable energy and Biden, right?
No.
That's not enough.
No, because when we were looking at this yesterday, you had to go, and this is the company that had the surveying.
No, that was
drone.
Lazr. I'm looking at Regi.
Regi. Oh, we already moved on. Okay. Regi. Okay. So
Yeah,
what
Lazr
company
I
is
didn't think
this?
looked good. This is
Let's see.
Renewable Energy Group Inc.
Got it. Got it. Wow, they've taken a nosedive since February. Huh?
Yeah, it went up after his last time he said he said to buy it though. When he said to buy it last time, it was at 84.29, and then it topped out at like 113, and then it dropped. So it's gone up just about every time. 67% success rate on this stock, and the average profit on the stock, 59.8%. So, I mean, not bad, right?
No, not too bad, I guess. I mean, however, right now it's recommending to sell, which is kind of funny. Because if you did invest in it back when it was $85 or even, what it was 100, you're kind of losing your ass right now if you sell it.
That's true. Like if you would have got it at the 84 when he said to buy it the first time, you'd
Even
be
if you got it for 60, you're still losing.
yeah, you'd be holding on tight. But I mean, it's Hamed Khorsand. I'm just saying,
I mean, that means nothing to me. You know what it is? It's Regi, it's graphs. They're doing shit for Renewable Energy Group. They obviously are not doing something right because, in my opinion, the company has to be doing things the right way in order for the stock to be going up. Because if the company is successful, the stock should be successful. If the company is unsuccessful or bottoming out, or for instance, they've lost the drive and what they need to do to actually bring in that green energy, that renewable resource, or they're doing things that other companies already did, then yeah, I can see them plummeting like they are now.
Exhibit A, HWIN, the Deli Stock.
Are we
Now
going back to all
we're
of
back on the
the
Deli Stock. Okay.
All
You see
right,
our
all right.
ticker? You see we got a ticker up at the top now on the stream.
Uh,
It's got
let's
the
see.
Deli Stock up there.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Oh, you're finally getting fancy with stuff. Like
Yeah.
for some reason, you still don't have the screen in
What screen?
the main screen with your graphs. You could make that smaller to where the whole screen is actually on the right hand side, so
Yeah.
that it's not behind our faces.
I could. Yeah, that's true.
But
Do you see it yet?
no, I see the ticker. I do.
No, do you see the
Oh
change?
man, Dogecoin. Oh, the change with HWIN.
It's on the right now.
I mean, it looks like it's
The screen.
raw.
It's not behind us anymore.
Wow, you're quick.
Yeah. Like, boom.
Yeah. Learning things. Learning things.
That's all I want to learn too. Yeah. So these guys, right? So it comes out that they're a deli. It's $100 million deli, one deli, right? And
One deli,
it
one
drops.
sandwich.
One deli, many 500 sandwiches. They got at least 5 sandwiches. So it drops, right? And then it drops hardcore down to 9 from 13, but closes at the end of the day at $12.95. So it dropped, but I mean it's substantial for it's a good percentage, but it is hung here. Now it's gone. It went all the way up the following day at one point to even higher than what it was before people found out it was one deli. 1579 before it came back down and closed at 13 or whatever. So you tell me what the hell's going on? And there was news that the dude who was involved with it was like arrested by the FBI or had gotten in trouble for setting up shell companies.
Did that actually come out? Like that wasn't false?
Yeah, no,
like,
that
okay,
was
so,
your guess was like correct.
We were totally like, come on, but we had to speculate because none of it was factual evidence. That is fantastic. How the fuck is this stock still doing well with him getting arrested?
I don't know. I mean, I found it. There's a bunch of BS in here because of that joke, but it turns out that there actually was some credible information. The I don't know, the guy who helped set the stock up, the CFO or something like that, was actually had been arrested for something previous, but it was something previous that when you take this into account, it was like, look, you were arrested for making, bad Pokemon jokes or whatever. And then someone was like, did this guy make the bad Pokemon joke? No, he didn't. But he was arrested for it previously. Look, the wall, it hasn't come crashing down yet. But
I mean, even if it does,
okay.
Even if the stock plummets, like what did we figure out with the HWIN? How many shares are on the market for this? Is the volume 3.399K? So 3,399 or what the
let's take a look. So the float is 149,000. So basically about 150,000 shares are available.
Okay. So 150,000 shares. Even if, now I'm not saying this is going to happen, but even if this stock was to plummet to the same cost of Dogecoin.
Okay, yeah.
As an example.
Sure.
The value of the stock is still more than what that deli made in 2 years. So the owner of the deli is not losing anything, even if it plummets like that, which is still kind of like, well, what the fuck is going on?
So Exhibit A, and we have the company I think we were just talking about, either Lazr or Regi, was where you were making the point that the company should have to do good for the stock to move. It doesn't.
It makes sense.
It moves based off of whatever the hell is wrong with people that have money that decide. Speaking of which, so yesterday, the whole thing of this was the market crash and the SPY, right? That was, things were going crazy. Nobody knew what was happening. Oh my God, it was the end of the world, right? And it's higher today than it was yesterday. So it fell really hard, and it closed just about the same as it did the day before, and then today it's closed higher. So I don't even know. It's supposed to be given some back, but I think that I don't know. I think some people sold off trying to make like a trap basically and scare everybody off. You know?
I mean, if this is what's the safest way to say it without making it sound criminal?
What are we talking about? Spy, or are we talking about the deli?
I'm still stuck on the fucking deli.
Okay. Go to the deli. Say it. Okay. I want to hear what you got to say.
So regardless of both of these, spy or deli, if somebody did decide to sell, or a couple of people just to try to drop it and scare people off, maybe it's because they came into some extra cash that they need to store somewhere, and purchasing little $13, $14 stocks at small increments is way better than doing a $10,000 transfer of funds, which has to be immediately reported and looked at by the federal government.
Yeah, but you're still transferring money, so the federal government's seeing it.
You're still transferring money. However,
unless you already had it in an account.
In small increments.
Yeah, okay.
Over a period of time.
Sure, yeah. Every day, a couple here, a couple there.
Oh my God. And I can say that because, again, not diving into my employment history.
But you are ex-FBI.
I work for a financial corporation.
The SEC. No, you. And you are not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice.
I am not a financial advisor. I would not recommend moving your money in small amounts to try to hide it from the government. That's a bad idea.
This makes sense.
Although, if you need some tips, I mean, hey, my PayPal's open. You could send me some money. I'll send you some advice. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, either way, on both of these, because the like going between the deli and then going over to spy, both of these did have that small dip, but then they're starting to kind of come right back up. And both of these, even if someone dropped $4,500 on either one of these stocks, spy or HWIN, that's not going to be monitored directly through the government. Sure, the bank itself would have to have its own due diligence, and if they start to notice something that looks suspicious, or that's like, oh, well, this is an odd amount of money, we need to keep an eye on this. Yes, if they don't do that, and come to find out the individual is doing those types of things, the bank loses out on a hell of a lot of money as well, because they get fined by the government for not actually following those due diligences. So
Okay, my criminal brain's working. My criminal brain's working.
Right, okay, here we go. Bring it on.
Okay, so I'm the Mafia guy, right?
All right.
I got $1 million. I got to move, right?
Okay.
I go and I give it to local people who buy my sandwiches, right?
All right.
Or a pastrami on rye.
Already doesn't work.
Nope. And
already doesn't work. Wait. Because the deli only made $35,000 in 2 years.
No, it doesn't matter. You give me $5. You give me $5, and I'm going to give you $3,500. You got to buy this stock with the $3,500, and then, and this wouldn't be the stock to do it with, but say you could do it with Dogecoin. Say, it's at 50 cents, and you're going to buy all Dogecoin with this $3,500 through Robinhood, and then it's going to.
Now we're calling out a specific financial company. Be careful.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, okay. What I'm saying is if there was a movie made by some. Okay, I'll just call out a bunch of other names, and that'll make it pop. It's okay if I say Tom Hanks.
Raymond James, Edward Jones, Fidelity.
Thank you. Yes, all these people are involved in this thing, right? The pastrami on rye double dip is what you call it. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, the point
You
is,
want mayo with that? Yeah, all right. Make it racist. No.
yeah, make it racist. Oh no. And you could do this though. You could technically, with some kind of over-the-counter stock, do a pump and dump with a large amount of money by spreading it out over, 1,000 of your, buddies, let's say, your pastrami
realistically,
buddies.
there's a lot easier way to do it.
There is.
There's a lot easier way to do it, and it's something that would be,
Is it legal? Is this conspiracy?
I don't think I can give this advice.
Are we allowed?
I honestly
this isn't advice. You're not giving advice. None of this is advice.
Okay, all right. So okay, non-advice.
Yeah.
Hypothetical. Let's say you had 10 grand to move.
For science, 10 grand.
For science, you had 10 grand to move. You didn't want anybody to know that you're moving it because it was, lack for a better term, dirty money.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you spill some dirt on it, it gets ink, something. However, regardless of whatever the amount of money is, let's say you're also a financial advisor. So you know people, and that, like, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, this would be safe, this would be fine, but it's all going to be tracked because it's over a certain dollar amount. In a hypothetical scenario, something I would not recommend to anyone, financial institutions write off, what's the exact amount here? Hold on, let me Google this. I'm gonna get the exact dollar amount here.
Oh, dang. I gotta get the call on this.
Okay. So
what is it?
So it's in the upwards billions.
Oh my god, what's
the average is like 4.6 billion. And this is money that the banks write off, right? And the reason that it's money that they write off is for a couple of reasons. One, specifically because the individual filed the claim way too late. Therefore, technically speaking, even though the bank wants to cover them because they're offering that kind of zero liability feature, because they waited so long and reported it so late, the bank's the one that has to cover the cost.
So wait,
the other instances
write off? Are we talking about writing off like my ex-girlfriend? Writing her off? Or how?
Meaning, like, let's say you bought something for $100, you reported it late, the bank just basically covers that money.
Okay, then yes. Okay, got it.
So here's another thing. Let's go back to that hypothetical situation. Cost of living. In my local area, as an example, most jobs are starting around $14, $15 an hour right now, which is great. Here's where moving those hypothetical dirty laundry comes in handy. If you have access to friends, family, peers, whatever, it's like, oh yeah, I see you were looking at buying, this item. Well, I mean, it's only $20, so I'll give you 30 and just go ahead and buy it. And then,
give me 10 back.
Then no. A little bit different.
Okay.
Basically, the individual's going to be out the additional 10. However, to clean it, that's not a bad fee, because the individual, you can take all these financial institutions into consideration. If the certain dollar amount threshold is not met when a charge is reported as fraud, it is not worth the time for them to pay their employees to research it, and they write it off. I'm not going to give the exact dollar amount, but you can guess it's pretty close. And if it hits that amount, it's just written off, and the bank will cover it because it is not cost effective. Now, what happens in a situation like that, especially if the account has a zero balance, they're going to go ahead and put the money right back on the account as a credit. And then you can request to have that credit sent to you as a check in the mail. It's a process.
Great.
But
that's great.
But you'd never be found out because of that silly feature of zero liability associated with banks, and that they love to advertise it, and it's one of the biggest perks of using their cards is zero liability.
Whoa, wait, we're getting a little close here.
I'm just saying, like it's crazy the amount of ways or loopholes that these businesses are creating because they don't do the due diligence. That's it. That's all I'll be into that. That's it. That's as far as I'll go. But it's definitely crazy.
It is. There's just something wrong with everything. Okay, so
and not to mention that, but those companies still make a profit each quarter too.
Yeah, right. It's definitely not hurting them. That's for sure.
No, definitely not at all.